Tonight on the program, we'll begin with breaking news. Governor Ismail Fubara of Rivers State has defected to the All Progressives Congress APC from the People's Democratic Party PDP. He announced this at a stakeholders meeting at the Government House in Port Harcourt. We'll be bringing you more of that on our programs later in the day. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. I am Abosedi Adeniwa, standing in for Nifemi Oguntoye. Today on the program, we turn attention to Osun State, where the dust is yet to settle on the disqualification of 7 of the aspirants of the All Progressives Congress ahead of the party's governorship primary scheduled for 13th of December in Osun State. The decision followed the outcome of the party's screening exercise, which revealed several irregularities in the nomination documents submitted by the affected aspirants. Molikat Jimo and Bola Oyebamiji successfully fulfilled all nomination conditions and are the only ones cleared to participate in the 13th of December primary. There have been reactions on this development as former National Secretary Senator Yola Omishore described his disqualification as the biggest joke of the year. Now, what is the next line of action for the disqualified aspirants? Is the APC heading for another drama in Osun State? Joining me for more on this development is Deputy Editor and Head of Politics at the Sun newspaper, Ismail Omipidan, who joins me from Abuja studio. Mr. Omipidan, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Well, let's start off with our breaking news from Rivers State. Governor Ismail Fubara has just announced his defection from the PDP to the APC. What's your reaction to that?
Well, for me, I think it's not surprising. If you follow events immediately after I return to the office, you will know that it will only take a little time for him to decide where he was going. He was one of the governors that stayed away from the Ibadan convention of the PDP. And don't also forget that he believed very strongly, rightly or wrongly, that the PDP has not been too forthcoming with regards to the crisis and controversies he tried to weather through in the last 1 year. So for me, I think it's just a matter of time. For me, it didn't come to me as a surprise.
All right. Just last week, we were talking about the defection of, majority members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, leaving only 10 members. And now the governor himself has also left the PDP. What does this defection, what do these defections mean for the politics of Rivers State, especially considering the thousands of other people who were fully and strongly on the side of the governor, perhaps because he flew the flag of the PDP and represented the party in office?
Well, after the last local government election in the state, there was a piece I authored. I titled it, Wike Defeats Wike in Rivers State. I came to that conclusion because I do know that Rivers State, like most of the South-South states, are strongholds of the PDP. I believe very strongly that before the governor decided to take this step, he probably would have consulted widely with his supporters, because if you notice, when he returned to the office, on the day his supporters were expecting him, with a large crowd of people waiting to receive him, he didn't show up on that day. He had to show up the next day. For me, I saw that as a tactical way of avoiding any comment that may annoy those who help to facilitate his return after the expiration of that emergency. Don't also forget that there were certain understanding that were said to have been reached, leading to the lifting of the emergency and leading to his return. To date, nobody knows the details of that understanding. But for a political reporter like me, I had speculated that probably part of the conditions was that he was going to defect to APC. In any case, unless we want to deceive ourselves, as of today, any reasonable person that wants to aspire, PDP cannot be an enticing platform for such aspiration. Because as we speak today, they have not been able to put their house in order. They have not been able to sort themselves. So it will be foolhardy for anyone to want to pursue his aspiration or ambition on that platform as of today. So I believe very strongly that he would have weighed his options and he would have discussed with his supporters, because he cannot do it alone.
All right.
Look at Akwa Ibom State. Look at Akwa Ibom State. When the governor was moving, he didn't get the buy-in of his godfather, that's the immediate past governor of the state, Emmanuel Udom, but he got the buy-in of some stakeholders and they moved. In the last 1 week or so, I've been reading that Udotu may likely join his successor in APC, meaning that perhaps he needed some time to look at the situation very well before deciding, to join the APC.
All right, Mr. Omipidan. Let's quickly listen to what, Governor Fubara said, announcing that defection from the PDP to the APC.
In isolation, and we can't support Mr. President if we don't fully identify with him, not backyard support. So we have taken that decision today since we've gotten a pass. Everyone here who have followed me, who have suffered with me, our decision today, this evening, we are moving to APC.
With the defection of Governor Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State, it does appear as though the APC has not only made inroads, but has probably taken over all of South Nigeria. Mr. Omipidan, what do you think this means for the PDP, and what you make of, that reason given by Governor Fubara for his defection in that clip?
Well, the truth is, he always said the obvious. That is the truth. You may accuse him of finding a convenient excuse, but the truth is that what he has said is the simple truth. Now, I'm talking about what we make of that. For me, I think the current president will go down in history as one of the incumbents who made effort to expand his political base. Because by Fubara's defection today, it means that the entire South is now in the kitty of APC, and you know what that means. Look at Southeast. I recall when APC was launched in 2013. It was dubbed a Muslim party or an Hausa party, and there was a series of campaign, against joining the party. I recall when my publisher, Senator Ojus Okalu, he is on record to be one of the prominent Igbo men who defected to APC at a time when most people in that region saw the party as one that no one should go near. But today, the narratives are changing, things are changing, the party is being embraced. I just pray and hope that the party will be able to manage the success, because one of the challenges of embracing everybody and accommodating everybody is the ability, to contain the aspiration and ambitions that will come with this kind of defections.
All right. And, that point just leads us to our discussion today, which is on the Osun State politics, the APC primary is just days away, and the 7 frontline APC governorship aspirants have been disqualified in the state over what the screening committee calls several irregularities in the nomination document submitted by these affected aspirants. How do you react to that development?
Well, when I saw the piece of that story, the reporter in me forced me to try to dig further to find out what would have made a screening committee to disqualify 7 out of 9 applicants, especially because one of those that were said to have been disqualified is the immediate past national secretary of the party. And what I found out was very stunning. I believe that most Nigerians, unless they try to find out on their own, they may not understand what transpired. Now, you know that virtually all the political parties in Nigeria, they try to keep the register of their members. But when elections are approaching, they try to do revalidation. Since most often they can't go through all the members of the party, so they do what is known as a validation. Now, from my findings, the party chairman in Osun had written a covering letter accompanying the list of 90,000 members, which was sent to the National Secretariat. Now, my findings also indicate that Senator Omipidan also sent a list of 120,000 members to the National Secretariat and paid for them. Now, I asked some of the workers at the National Secretariat that, okay, if you say that you worked with the list which the party chairman had written covering letter forwarding that list to you, why did you collect money from Senator Omipidan and others? And they said that the account number of the party is open, that none of them came to them to say they wanted to pay, that they only paid into the party's account, and so they cannot be held responsible for that. So what happened was that by the provisions of the party's constitution, you are expected to be nominated by 5 persons from each of the local government, and those 5 persons must be financial members of the party. And so, based on the decision of the national headquarters of the party, if those who signed your nomination from each local government, if their name does not fall within the list which the party chairman endorsed by writing a covering letter to forward to, it means there is no way you can prove that those who signed your nomination form are genuine members of the party.
But Mr. Omipidan, how does the party have 90 members, a list containing 90,000 members sent by the party's chairman in the state, and another list containing 120,000 members sent by some other person? Who should be the authority? Where did the discrepancy come up, and what do you think the party should have done to reconcile the figures? Because, of course, its plan should be to further expand its camp, isn't it?
Yeah, well, to the best of my knowledge, the party has chairmen in each of the states. They have secretary, they have organizing secretary. And so it's just like we are in the Abuja studio of the TVC. I am sure if the management want to send any message to Abuja, the first point of contact will be the bureau chief, because the bureau chief is supposed to be the eyes and the ears of the management here in Abuja, since the management is in Lagos. So I believe that the party, in their wisdom, believe that they will only deal with that list that has the signature of the party chairman. Because don't forget, after they accepted the list, they went to Osogbo, to the state capital, to do validation. That is to ascertain that what the party from Osun is sending to them is the genuine thing. So I would rather want to blame those who believe that they could be smarter than the party by trying to, generate lists other than the ones that was endorsed by the party chairman. In the past, when they try to do what they call harmonization, it's not peculiar to the APC. It happens in PDP too when they were in power, and even, the powerful ones among them, in an attempt to outdo each other, who get hold of a delegate list and insist that what they are presenting is what, the party must use. So where the party chairman in those states are not in control, the National Secretariat will be forced to harmonize the list from the powerful individuals that may have submitted. But in this case,
I hear you, Mr. Omipidan, but there's been a lot said, and the question is really about how possible is it that, someone of the pedigree and caliber of, Senator Iyelami, you just spoke about him, who once served as former National Secretary of the APC, some other person, a senior advocate of Nigeria, Babajide Omoworare, are unable to meet basic requirements to contest at the party's primary. And some have tagged it as a case of the hand of Esau and the voice of Jacob. Do you agree with them?
Well, I don't think so. You see, sometimes because we believe we know and we are, high up there, sometimes we try to take certain things for granted. When I went back to read the provisions of the party and the conditions, I came to the conclusion that if you are running for governorship in any state and you are not in charge of the structure of the party in that state, based on that provision, I don't see you meeting those conditions. And for me, that was what played out in Osun. It just shows you that the applicants that were disqualified are not in charge of the party structure in the state.
And then, also, critics also, have said that the confirmation of someone like Mulikat Jimo is only like a soft landing for Bola Oyebamiji, as they claim that she has no political weight, in Osun State. What do you say to those who are of this school of thought?
Well, when they say somebody has no political weight, I think a woman who stood for an election and won that election into the House of Assembly.
Mr. Omipidan, pardon me, please. I need to place you on hold for a moment so we can speak with our correspondent in Rivers State to bring us up to speed on happenings following the defection of Governor Siminalayi Fubara from the PDP to the APC. We'll be back with this conversation. Uche, thank you for joining us at this time. Bring us up to speed on, the goings-on in Rivers State. What does this mean? Does the defection of the governor have anything to do with the defection of 15 members of the House earlier?
I might not be able to draw any direct connections to both events. But what I can tell you is that this defection isn't coming as a surprise to Rivers people. For months now, it's been touted as a possibility. It's been widely predicted. Many have said that this is just the governor's move to the APC is just a matter of time. It's a matter of when, not if. And it has eventually happened. Maybe the move of some members of the House of Assembly to the APC might have been the catalyst that sped up the governor's move. But many have said this was him not moving to the APC all this while was merely delaying the inevitable. So I would say that this is a major move in Rivers State. This is a major political shift. It's definitely a major political shift in Rivers State, because the APC has been trying for many years to take over the reins of power in Rivers State since 2015, and they've always lost at the polls. 2015, 2019, 2023, and now this is more like a breath of relief for the APC, that finally they have a governor here in Rivers State, a state that has hitherto been controlled by the People's Democratic Party. So indeed, this is a major political shift in Rivers State. We expect the governor to move alongside his supporters. And with this move as well of the governor, we also expect that the remaining 10 members of the House of Assembly who did not declare for the APC, who are still in the PDP, might any moment from now join their 17 counterparts under the umbrella of the All Progressives Congress.
Well, Uche, what is the mood in Rivers State, and have we heard any word just yet from the leadership of the PDP in Rivers State? I'm talking about, the party chairman, or even comments now from the APC receiving the governor.
The day the House of Assembly members moved to the APC, when they announced their defection on the floor of the House, the All Progressives Congress, we had a conversation with the chairman of the party, Tony Okocha, and we asked him in a number of ways, trying to pick his brain and read his mind as to what his body language would be if the governor decides to move. And he merely said that if he had a chance to advise the governor, and the governor, or had a chance to have a conversation with the governor on the subject matter, if the governor says he intends to move, that he would tell the governor to follow his mind. So the APC, they are seeing this as a welcome development. They are seeing this as a welcome development. For the People's Democratic Party, that in the thick of the crisis, the PDP appeared to be divided, appeared to be factionalized, with one group loyal to the governor and another loyal to the FCT minister. So the PDP hasn't come out. The group, in quotes, I use that word cautiously because they say reconciliation has been achieved and peace has returned. So I use the word the other group or faction very cautiously. Haven't come out to oppose the move to the APC of the lawmakers. Now, I'm not aware that the APC, the arm of the PDP that were on the side of the governor, have come out to oppose the move of the governor. So what that tells you is that I think that there is an unwritten agreement or some form of consensus across the PDP family that the political landscape of the state should gradually migrate to the All Progressives Congress. From the feelers I'm getting from the state.
All right, Tucci, thank you for that update. We'll be getting more from you as the day progresses. Thank you. Well, let's now return to Ismail Omipidan, my guest in Abuja, as we wrap up thoughts on the happenings in Osun APC. Mr. Omipidan, before we brought in Uche, you were talking about, Mulika Jimo and the talks about her not having, a stronghold in Osun State. As you land on that thought, let's wrap it to what this means for the APC. Is the APC heading for implosion in Osun State? What would be your counsel about putting its house in order going into the elections?
Thank you very much. Like I was saying, that a woman who stood for an election in a male-dominated environment and won that election cannot be said to be a political non-starter. In fact, among all the applicants, she's the one that has won election in the most recent time, because she was a member of the House of Assembly from 2019 to May 2023, before the end of their term. Now, there is one other applicant in that team. I think I was hearing his name for the first time when he went to obtain the expression form.
All right, Mr. Omipidan, we don't have a lot of time left. I'd like you to quickly address what this means for the APC.
Talking about the APC, Yeah, I believe very strongly that the party has the capacity to contain whatever internal crisis it may have, because it appears to have the best of opportunity to take over Osun State. So the way and manner it manages the fallout of this screening and the primaries will go a long way to determine how it will perform in the election next year.
I've been speaking with Ismail Omipidan, and he is Deputy Editor and Head of Politics at the Sun newspaper. Thank you very much for your time on the program.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Well, that's the show today. Thank you very much for watching. A repeat broadcast airs at midnight and at 6 a.m. I am Abosedi Adeniyi Aderemi. Bye for now.